Hello there, and you're welcome back. In our last lesson, we did a basic discussion on how we can morph this rose flower into a weight. And I don't really like how I designed this weight, but it's not really a problem. Like, I was really worried about how this part wasn't fixed, but we can actually fix it, and let's do that in case you're worried like me. So we can go over here to this tool, and this is the contour tool, I believe. And we can know what tool it is if we leave our cursor over it. Okay, sorry, it's the control point editor, sir. Control point editor. And we can zoom in and use the space bar to just drag over here. And okay, so we can use this to fix the vector line. Remember, this is a vector tool too, so we can actually use it to fix this edge like that. Still not perfect, but at least I'm a bit satisfied now that this looks like a weird little dumbbell. That's nice. So I wanted to switch between this and this. So let's go back to this. I will just call this rose. Dumbbell, like that. And I'll just zoom in a little bit and hold spacebar and just drag this up. I think I'll just start the timeline marker from this second frame. So let's go to this frame and we'll use our method of adding a new frame. So let's use Shift F to add a frame in between, and let's drag our pointer to this point here. Now what we're going to do is to begin to imagine how we're going to do this, and I gave the little tip. Now this is going to start becoming merged and fused. This is going to increase in width, and this is going to disappear. We might even make this break off and fall off and float away to make it more interesting. So let's begin. So I'm going to go to the brush tool, set it to black, and start adding the transition. So if we wanted to make this more dynamic, we could just move this object as it changes and morphs by moving into this direction. So what I'll do is to start drawing the leaf from this point like that. So I have one group here and it's getting smaller like that, and then this has begun to gain some mass like that, and this leaf is detached now. So that's one. So let's do Shift F and move to a next frame. So let's see the initial one, and now it's starting to get smaller. So it's now gotten to that shape. So here we'll start to merge the leaves. So let's start from here like that. And this is starting to get bigger. So let's just draw that gradually bigger, and our leaf is now falling down. I think I should make it a bit further away. So it's now detached and broken, and it's now falling down like that. And let's do Shift F, and let's move our frame. Now this edge that is merged will begin to gradually smoothly become curvy while some leaf detail still remains. And I think I should add that leaf detail here. I don't want to get rid of it, so let's just drag this and drag this like that. Alright, so here we're actually going to begin to merge it. So let's say the leaf is now here, this is now here, and we still have an increase, but right there towards the bottom let's begin to show indications like the foot or the edge of the dumbbell has begun to pop out. And our leaf now will just gradually move our leaf down, right? And we can now get rid of that, serration edges. Shift F. Now let's go to the next frame. So now what we're going to do is to move this slightly to the right. So I'm going to start drawing this. It's still going to be all wobbly. It's not there yet. And I'll just draw this. It's still not in the full width yet. So I'll just draw this down and drag this down. And I'm using this guide to say, okay, now this length has increased a bit. And this has increased a little bit like that. And let's not forget our leaf has changed direction now. And it's falling in this direction. So let's press Shift F. And you can see how we're just gradually trying to make the shape look like the other one. So now it's begun to morph into this. It's not there yet. I'm still going to add some of that wobbly edges. And I'll get down here and see maybe the bottom has actually formed. And let's just do our leaf now. Let's go on here. And let's do Shift F. Press the right arrow key. And now you can see we want to, if we want, we could just smoothly do that. And say, hey, it's actually now falling into that shape that's close to the original design. And I'll drag this down. We'll now do this. And our leaf has fallen out of the screen like that. So let's get rid of all the onion skin and just move this. So let's just play this. So we can see how we have a petal, a flower, moving into and converting to this dumbbell. And we can really make it exaggerated in a few frames where it just quickly switches and pops into the other, object. But I like doing this straight up pose method to actually create that object. So what we can do from here is to just add a little bit of the details. And yeah, we can even hold a frame. So let's hold this for two frames, and let's just start. So it makes it more interesting. All right. So that's a morph example, and we're using the physical form of the object to just try and merge it into another object. Again, excuse me, I'm not worried about how the drawing looks like. It has to be perfect, it has to be beautiful. No, I'm more concerned about how I'm gradually changing or morphing the shapes into other shapes. And just a quick example, we can let me show you a simple basic example. So let's say we have a shape that looks like this, right? And has a few parts, and this is just like a flower example too, right? We can actually simulate this. Okay, I won't do this example now. It might be a bit complicated because as I was doing this, an idea came to me and I don't want to complicate you with those ideas. So that's going to conclude our very, very rough morphing ideas. And in our next lesson, we're going to wrap this up and, move on to do other animations because this is a practical project. Thank you for watching.